And the fact that I did a comeback on Dynamite Kid when everybody thought I was down and out. I got beat up in the dressing room and I was bullied by him. And I'm not a fighter in real life. That's the funniest part. Is like my brother Raymond's a tough guy. My dad's a tough guy. I'm an artiste. I just go in there and play the role. But so it was a very very hard time in my life to get bullied like that and to overcome it and to do what I had to do to get that roll of quarters and do what I had to do. And it was like it was the worst time of my life, the worst week of my life, from the time I got beat up to the time the next week I had to do my comeback to save the Rougeau's image, the Rougeau's name, to save my face. And and I couldn't eat that week. I couldn't. I was eating. I was puking right after. I was so nervous. I was so afraid too because I was doing something that I wasn't comfortable with, not at all, and not familiar with, and so to I think I did it for my dad. I just did it for my dad because when I got beat up in Miami, I got beat up when my father was assisting in front of 20,000 people in Miami convention, where my father was a snowbird. So we went to Miami to wrestle that night, and my father was in the stands when he saw me come out with my face all messed up before my match, and then I didn't talk to him the time I went back to the home to his house, and the next day I took a flight to Chicago. I never spoke one time. I was like in a serious depression. I was gone. I was in bad shape, and but my father and the Rougeau name is such a great name in wrestling that I didn't want to just quit the business, go home with my tail between my legs, and that was the end of the Rougeaus, and the Bulldogs win for something that they didn't deserve to win because I didn't deserve that beating. And so I had so for me to stand up like that and do what I had to do, I know for a fact. I know over the years I've heard about it that Hulk's friends, he had a lot of friends that got bullied, and I also heard that Hulk also was afraid because Hulk was the big kingpin, he was the top guy, so they never mess with him. But that doesn't mean that he wasn't afraid that it would start or it would happen. So when I stood up for myself, and then they quit the business right after. And when he took the beating, 2 weeks later, he quit the business. The Dynamite Kid, he just pulled out of WWF and never made a comeback. I think I initiated something in Hulk that he really liked me. Like he was happy that I stood up for myself